And welcome to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. The final show of 2020, and I don't think any of us are going to be sorry to say goodbye to 2020 as we look ahead to 2021, which it just sounds weird to say 2021. That seems so futuristic, but here we are, our final show of 2020. And again, as we get into January, hopefully there will be a lot more things to talk about as we are fingers crossed, hoping for high school sports. We know there's a lot of those purple tier sports like cross country and eventually golf and tennis and track and swim that will have their seasons. Football, though, high school football in the orange tier. So we got some work to do to get to that level to have some high school football games here in the state of California. But as we wrap up 2020, again, still plenty to talk about. A little bit later in the show, we will talk all things basketball with our dear friend Tim Cook from Life Pacific University, local guy who knows high school, he knows college. We'll even talk a little NBA with Tim Cook. And we got Andy Wise, the baseball skipper from Corona High School. Baseball is a red tier sport. So right now we're in the purple. If we can get to the red, we'll have baseball, and baseball doesn't start until March. So we got about 2.5 months to get things going in the right direction to have real high school baseball games here in the Inland Empire. And right now, leading off the show, he's one of our favorites. It's great to have him back, all the way back to the mainland. It's our dear friend Miles Reed, former Centennial high school football star who played at the University of Hawaii. Miles, first off, man, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. How are you doing? It's so good to see you.
How you doing, Pep? Everything's good. Good to be back home. Just trying to prepare for what's coming next for me in my path. You know, just getting my body right, healthy, and trying to stay active.
Well, Miles, before we really dig deep and talk some football here, now you played 3 seasons at the University of Hawaii. You were there for 3 seasons with the Warriors. And listen, when you go to school in Hawaii, does it feel like a 3-year vacation? Or is it like when you get there, it's classwork, it's football practices, you get dialed in? Because I just feel like, man, Miles went on a 3-year vacation. Now he's back.
Hawaii's just like any other school. I mean, you go there, you do your time. I mean, it's a lot different than any other place because, I mean, you're right on the beach and everything. But just like any other place, it has its benefits and then it has its downfalls, you know. But I do appreciate Hawaii, and I did like being there. You know, it was a beautiful place. Everything, culture, food, all that was wonderful. But yeah, I'm really gonna miss it.
Miles, how was it being a college football player this year with all of the, I guess you'd call it just ever-changing, just fluid situations in terms of the schedule, and are you guys going to have a season, and when you find out you are, who are we going to play this week, and what if they cancel? You know, how difficult was it being a student athlete knowing that at a moment's notice you guys might have to change direction and play somebody else, or the game was canceled? Like, what was it like this year?
Early on was very difficult. You know, we basically just threw our whole fall camp out of the window, you know. And the most difficult part was actually having class and camp at the same time. You know, you're not used to that. It's very stressful. You know, you're trying to go through your whole day where you got practice, film, you come back for lift, all that, you're trying to cram all that in with class. It's kind of difficult, but it was a little difficult with the uncertainty. We didn't know whether games are going to get canceled, how scheduling and everything was going to work. We started off the season intending to play Arizona. So that was where our mind was. We were preparing for Arizona for 6, 7 months. And then at a moment's notice, it just changes. And now we're playing Fresno State. So we just had to stay fluid. And really, honestly, it was just this season was more about who adapted more, honestly, was going to come out on top.
Well, you guys, you were still able to play in 8 regular season games with Hawaii, which 8 is a lot maybe compared to some Pac-12 schools that we saw. I think Arizona State, you brought them up. I think they only had like 4 games this season. So it was very bizarre this year for a lot of college football programs and teams, but you were able to play in 8 regular season games. And then last year, Miles, dude, you had a fantastic season on the ground for Hawaii. 8 touchdowns, nearly 1,000 yards on the ground. Looking back at last year and this year, and I know this year was totally different because of everything going on with COVID and the changing schedules, but do you feel like you were the same running back? Do you feel like there's areas you can improve on? Like, do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder?
Definitely. I always feel like there's room for improvement. The difference between last year and the year before that, I just feel like I got to display my catching ability a little bit more this year. And I think that's something that's going to go further on and expand, But areas to improve on, I definitely think I need to improve on my balance and little things like that. But that's all minute, that's all drill work. That's all stuff that I can work out on my own, So honestly, I just feel like I just got to get back to playing like how I feel I can, to the best of my abilities. So I just got to get out of the small box I felt like I was in this past season.
Well, Miles, I mean, the tape proves it. You can ball out, especially at the Division I level. So I know everyone's going to be saying, what's next? What's next for Miles Reed? I mean, so when you're looking at another university to join, another college football program, what's important to you? Is it a team that likes to throw the football? Is it a team that likes to run the football? Is it a team that's on the West Coast so you can stay close to family and friends? I mean, what's important to you?
I mean, honestly, it's not about location or anything like that. I just want to play, and it's about where and who's trying to give me the best opportunity to display my talents. And it's not to be in a selfish way, meaning I need the ball every play, but that can mean whether I'm catching the ball out of the backfield or whether you need me to pass pro or whether you need me on kickoff. It doesn't matter. That's honestly, I'm just looking for somewhere to display my talents and get to where I want to get to, and that's the next level. I want to help a team to improve where they're already at. I want to win titles and conference championships and everything. I want to do all of that, but the ultimate goal is to get to the next level, and it's just wherever I feel I can do that.
Well, Miles, so in the next couple of weeks and months, how do you think you will spend those trying to stay ready for that next opportunity? Are you hanging out with Ray Bass at Boost Training? Are you running around Centennial High School with maybe Coach Logan's out there letting you run around the football stadium a little bit? What can you do to just kind of stay ready for that opportunity?
I'm trying to get in contact with Ray so I can get back at Boost. So hopefully that could go through tomorrow, But mostly just been up at the park up near my house, just trying to stay local and just to myself, really focused on what I have to do and what I know I need to do to, like I said, to get to that level, that next level. So I know what it takes, honestly, and I know I need to push myself.
Do you think it's a challenge having such a short season? I know you guys had 8 games at Hawaii this year, 8 regular season games. And of course, last year you have a lot of good film that, that coaches can look at from that great 2019 season. But do you think maybe it's harder this year to get noticed just because, man, there's just so many moving parts. There's so many challenges. Teams didn't have a full schedule. There's an extra year of eligibility, so guys are moving around. I mean, does it just feel different this year? Do you feel like it's a challenge?
Oh, totally different. I wouldn't say necessarily it's a challenge. I mean, it's just different. I would say that knowing that guys are coming back for another year, and now that everybody's getting granted eligibility, there's a lot of moving parts going around and transferring and everything. So I know there's going to be, it's just chaotic right now, but I know everything's going to work itself out for a lot of guys.
And Miles, before we let you go, what are some things that you feel like you can still improve upon? Like you mentioned catching the ball out of the backfield. Obviously, you can do that very, very well. You know, is it blocking? What are some things that you can do to feel like you're going to be a better running back when you get to that next program?
I need to definitely improve on contact balance, my explosiveness in the secondary, so I can, you know, have those home runs. And but like I said, I can further improve on my catching, more deep balls, maybe even out of the slot position, everything. So those are just a few things, honestly, that I've been just working on for myself. But I mean, definitely down to take any advice from any trainers or anybody that they see that watch film of me that know anything, you know.
Hey, Miles, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had your boy Solo Vaipulu, right, at Hawaii as the center. So, I mean, there was a Centennial connection.
Right guard.
Oh, right guard. So you had that Centennial connection over there on the offensive line for Hawaii. Was it nice being able to suit up with him once again and knowing that he's going to be in front of you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I can't even tell you how many games we played together. You know, we played football together since youth. So, I mean, from there to high school to college, can't even tell you. So we've just been in situations and just, you know, times during games where we're just down and where we've come back and won. We've just been through every possible situation and scenario together. So that playing with somebody like that is very special, you know.
Well, Centennial High School is certainly a football factory, and there are Centennial Huskies all over the country at different college programs. So there's probably a very good chance, Miles, wherever you select to go, whatever college team you end up on, there might be another Centennial Husky on your new team too.
Definitely.
Miles, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I know big things are coming your way. We're all big fans here on the Inland Sports Show, and it was so great to catch up with you a little bit.
Thank you so much for having me, Pep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's Miles Reed, former Centennial running back here on the Inland Sports Show, and we will definitely keep tabs on him and let you know where he's going to end up. A big addition for some college team out there. When we come back, a little baseball with Andy Wise, the skipper at Corona High School. We'll be right back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Kin Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Kin Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kinsportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Kin Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Kin Sporting Goods. We are are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for.
Hey, look at that. Totally social distance. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified. Yeah, live right now. If you're watching us on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, we're all over the place. I am literally the only person in the studio. So much room for activities. We're going to talk baseball next here on the Inland Sports Show. He's one of our favorites. He's so funny, and he knows a little bit about baseball as well. It's Andy Wise. He is the skipper at Corona High School of the Panthers. And, Coach, I was thinking about last year around this, maybe in January, we were talking about Big 8 League Baseball Media Day. We're going to do it at Boost Performance Training. We got all the Big 8 League teams together. Dude, there were so many good players, so many good teams, like ready to just have this monster season from out of the Big 8 League, and then we didn't get to see it happen. I was bummed. How bummed were you last year?
Oh, I was super bummed. You know, we were really looking forward to the group that we had. And like you said, the league was fantastic. We were really looking forward to competing all the way around. You know, we had won 3 consecutive Big 8 championships, and we really felt we were in a good position for number 4. And like you just said, you know, we kind of got the rug pulled out from under us. We were 2-0 and doing what we needed to do. But yeah, and we kept waiting and trying to get back. And it's hard for me as a coach and all the coaches, no matter what sport, not knowing what's going to happen. Can we go? When are we going to go? How do we organize, prepare? What do you tell your guys? So yeah, it was terrible. It was a rough year, rough for those guys.
And, Coach, I hate to sound like a broken record because here on the Inland Sports Show, we stay hopeful, we stay positive. You know, we're always, you know, optimistic. But right now, I feel like we're almost in that same boat because baseball season will be right around the corner right now. Luckily, it was pushed back a little bit, so we have a little bit more time to trying to get things going in the right direction in terms of the virus and get, you know, high school baseball going in March. But you know, here we talked about last year's, you know, seniors and not getting a chance to finish out their high school careers. And here we go again. I mean, have you stayed in contact with your players, and what's kind of the message to your guys right now?
Well, the message always, and with the program, it's been like this for years. It's, you know, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know, that's the old saying. That's we play the song at the field. You know, it's kind of one of the mottos of the program. So I've been screaming that from day one, and it's difficult because you don't want to lie to your guys as well so much. Like stay ready, and you know, we'll stay ready for what, you know. And so you kind of got to be really honest about it. And so these are tough times, but you know, this is an opportunity. You can look at it like that. So, and I've seen it so clearly right now. A lot of kids have gone this way and a lot of kids have gone the other direction, you know. So you had an opportunity. You can take advantage of it, or you can. And I totally understand the difficulty of it, but I guess that's a goal as a coach and us as all coaches, just trying to continually motivate your players without lying to them. You want to be straight with them. So it is a tough situation, just like you said. You're right on it.
Well, Coach, you know, when the CIF state office rolled out this new calendar for this year, specifically for this year, you know, it pushed baseball back a little bit. I think normally you'd have games, like middle of February or so, like right around maybe Valentine's Day or the second or third week of February, you'd have some games. And now it's about a month, I guess, pushed back, right? Like you'd have games somewhere in the middle or late March. Does that sound about right?
Correct. Yeah, it is. March 18th or something like that should be opening day. And it was pushed back a month, about exactly a month. Yeah.
Do you know who you're opening? I don't know if you have a doubleheader that first game. Who is? Okay, Coach, go ahead. I'll put you on the spot. Go ahead and tell me your whole schedule by heart, right off the top of your head. Go ahead.
Well, it really isn't that deep because, we have all these league games. You only get so many opportunities outside of your league. So what I can tell you is that we're going to open up with Jay Sarah at Jay Sarah opening night. So these dudes they're always a great program. We have mad respect for them. We play them like 2-3 times a year, whether it be fall, winter, or the spring. We have really good contests with them, and they are absolutely loaded this year. And they should be the favorite in every game they go into, basically. And it should be a lot of fun to watch. And we'd like to see where we're kind of at with them. You never know. We got kind of nothing to lose. They should beat the tar out of us. So, let's see how it goes and see what happens, and we'll go from there. But I know their staff and, a few of their players, as far as we've been competing against them. And, they understand that we're going to at least give them a ball game and make it fun and put some heat on them as much as possible. But that's a really special group, and we're looking forward to that game and all of them. That's just the non-league type schedule. We try to give our kids, the best opportunity to play in front of groups like that, to compete against groups like that, to be seen by kind of everybody, because everybody's going to need to go see those guys, so they're going to see us. And it does prepare us for a incredibly tough Big 8 league play. So that's always been the motto. Yeah, and we're going to Mater Dei and playing a doubleheader, and we're going to play St. John Bosco at Blair Field after a Long Beach State game, that's my school. That's the St. John Bosco, Donnie Barba's school. He's like my big brother. So we've worked it out to where we're going to go play there. After one of the Long Beach State games, to open it. The week after we play Jay Sarah, we're playing Bosco. So, and then we're jumping right into the National Classic. Let's dance. Let's go. I wouldn't want it any other way. We really want to play the best teams. And like I said, we want to give our kids those opportunities. Those are the opportunities that are going to help them going forward long after their Corona high school baseball career. So that's the main goal, and being able to set those games up. Super fortunate. Love those guys.
So, Coach, it sounds like for half the season you'll be in the Trinity League, and the back half you'll be in the Big 8 League.
Yeah, on the road too. We're going to take some lumps for sure, but we're going to, we can take it, and we'll dish them out, and we'll see how it goes, like I said. And the reality is every year our goal is to win the Big 8. So, if we take some punches and learn how to deal with that kind of environment, it really does help us. It transfers over, translates into our league, and we're kind of ready to deal with some shots that we know we're going to take, because the league's always tough, as you know, Pep. And yeah, we're the Trinity's little sisters or something. I don't know how you want to call it. We're the seventh brother. We're the fifth Beatle. I don't know, you call it what you want.
Well, Coach, okay, let's assume right now, I'm pulling up your schedule right now as we speak, but let's assume your first game is, mid-March, March 18th, whatever that date is. How long do you actually need to start having real practices, you think, leading up to that first game? I mean, because right now we've seen some football teams and other sports doing, like yoga, and basically their practices look more like, like a track practice, like these workouts, but they haven't really had a chance to use a lot of equipment or get groups together. I mean, how much lead-up time do you need for that first game to actually have bats and balls and guys, playing catch and all that kind of stuff?
Well, if you're asking my opinion, Pep, that's one of the biggest problems for me going into this year. I like to think that we as Corona baseball program, we do a ton for these kids. It's like this is a science almost, and we're talking about culture and technique, form, and just the way we go about business and all that. We're not able to do that. We're really not able to do what we normally do. So you asked me, how much time do you need? Well, I needed August, man. I needed August through March to make this what Corona baseball really is. And I don't have that time. So I've got to, once again, this is baseball and sports in general. You got to make that adjustment. And I'll do my best, and we'll do our best. But it really kind of, in my opinion, it levels out. Everything in league is a crapshoot, in my opinion. I like to think we'd be the defending champions and all that with another fourth championship, great culture. Maybe we would have faced some really good pitchers in our league, but we had a really good lineup. We might have knocked them around a little bit and kind of made it a thing going forward. Oh, dang, I got knocked around by these dudes before. Well, there's going to be a bunch of hungry dudes out there ready to be the champs of the Big 8, and I understand it. And for me, it's the worst thing in the world. It's kind of like travel ballish, where we're going to roll the balls out there and say, okay, guys, let's play ball. And, and I'm going to, coach games, I guess. And that's, not our style, because we like to put in the work and then we'll go play. It's like meat and potatoes and let's eat the dessert later. And we're going right into dessert, man. And I'm not a fan, but we'll go and we'll do our best and we'll have a good attitude about it. And once again, I'll still like our chances because we get after it. It is what it is. But yeah, haven't had the time, man. That's the biggest beef. But we'll go.
Yeah, and like all the sports, not just baseball, I know football, all these sports are going through it, just not having enough time that you would normally have with your team in the offseason leading up to your first game. And you're right, it's March 19th, Corona against Jay Sarah under the lights. That's a big one. So, Coach, I did want to ask you this too, and this is, again, we're hopeful, we're optimistic, we're positive, and we're going to stay that way here on the show. But a wrinkle that always seems to come up when we do these interviews is, for example, like you're playing Jay Sarah and Mater Dei and Bosco and all them. They're Orange County schools. There could be a scenario where Orange County gets to the red tier, and Riverside County is still like a purple tier. So, we might be looking across the border. You can probably see it from your palace in Corona. You might be able to look over to Orange County, and they're going to be playing baseball. And here in Riverside County, we might be purple and not playing baseball. I know there's a lot of football and whatever coaches out there thinking, man, we've got these scheduled games. And because it's done by county in these colored tiers, like there might be counties playing sports and other counties not. I mean, have you kind of worked through that, maybe that scenario that could happen?
Yeah, but I can't really make that be the focus. So I just got to focus on the controllables and control those and, do our best with what we have. I didn't design the schedule to be that way because we really don't know any of the rules as to how it's going to play itself out. There could be all kinds of scenarios. I've thought about them. I'm sure you have and everybody else has too. Could it come down to just a league thing? Do we stay in our area? Do we change times? Is there maybe no freshman baseball or lower level? Like there's all kinds of things that could happen. And, we got a bunch of hungry kids over at Corona. We want to play some baseball, man. And even if it's against each other, I think we'd enjoy that as of right now, just to go chief it out, battle and get better. We got a bunch of dudes that have been working. They've been working, whether through travel ball at the park, whatever the case might be, but they want to put it to the test, So, it's hard to judge. It's hard to make that call. So you just, once again, like I said, do your best control on the controllables and let the other stuff fall in line. Just do all you can.
Coach, too, like if you look at that CIF calendar, I think baseball, including the playoffs, goes well into the month of June. So, again, everything might be an option still right now. Everything might be on the table in terms of just trying to get games in. So I think baseball really has a little bit of time to say, hey, even if the season didn't start until, let's say, like May 1st and you only played league and then maybe had an abbreviated playoffs, I think, I feel like everything's still an option right now. I think there's still a great chance that we do have, a high school baseball season. What it looks like, I'm not sure, but I think there's a good chance.
Pep, I agree wholeheartedly, man. I really think everybody wants us to play, not just us because I'm the baseball coach and a baseball, run a program or whatever. We did get the spring sports did get cheated. I really do feel it's outdoors. It's a little more safe, it would seem. And if we could knock things down, whether it be through, getting into the proper tier or, the vaccines, I really do think a lot of people want us to play baseball. We want to play. And yeah, it could come down to some kind of where you sign in or sign out and, whether you want to be in or out. It could be an abbreviated schedule, as we both said. And I think everybody would be more than happy. It would still suck. We want the full thing. Yeah. We want the full package. But you know what? Nobody and whining about it because everybody's gone through it. I think people will be real happy just to get out there, like I said, and compete, whether it be just a league thing. I've been telling everybody, I think this is going to be a big summer. I think it's going to be a lot of fun this summer. Hopefully things are under control. And like I said, we got some vaccines rolling and, whatever you want to call it, and it's going. And obviously the warmer weather or whatever was successful, but I feel a big summer coming on. I really hope I'm right.
Hey, Coach, I can't let you get out of this interview before I ask you about some of your top returning guys. Let's do some name dropping because I love talking about the kids. Who are some of the guys that you're going to lean on this upcoming year that maybe even the seniors, give them a little bit of love, the guys that are coming back this year for the Panthers?
Well, we'll be a young team regardless, regardless. Like we lost 15 seniors last year. We were absolutely loaded. We had 11 guys go to college, play baseball. Off last year's team. So we were super experienced, very physical group. And this year will be a little different. We will still be very physical, maybe even more physical. We will just be younger. Of course, we'll be leaning on a Danny Perez, who'll be a 4-year starter in the infield on the mound. Andrew Walters will be a junior. He's phenomenal. He's a high-level prospect, and he's a whole heck of a lot of fun to watch. We'll be even putting him on the mound a little bit, too, to have some fun with him. And throwing 90 miles per hour right now, it's just exciting to watch. Seth Mifflin is another guy we'll be relying on. We had a kid transfer over from San Diego, Jonah Rivera. We'll be relying on him. And those are kind of the older kids for the most part. And Pat, we got 5 or 6 freshmen that have a chance to be in our starting lineup this year. 2 of them already committed to Division I schools. I hate to say it, but I know I've talked to old Tristan Beck and the 2015 group. I've talked to Brendan and Michael Hobbs and these guys from the 17 group and told them the same thing as I'm about to tell the 2020 group. That was very good, like I just said. But this 2024 group has some super high-end level talent that could be the most talented group we've had come in. And that's pretty cool because our group last year was undefeated through their 10 games or whatever. And yeah, they went and played some Trinity games and all that, but they were undefeated. So like I said, we're really excited about the future, but we haven't got to work with these kids. So they ain't done nothing. They haven't been punched in the face, Pep. We need them to get beat up a little bit, roughed up, and they haven't. So, it is, we're going to see though. They're going to get it. They're going to get it and they're going to get it good. They're going to wear it. So we're going to wear it too. It is what it is. Unless, other kids come beat them out. We got kids been working their tail off on their own. I told you, some kids, I've made some phone calls to some kids like, hey, I need you to call me, dude. I just want to tell you how impressed I am with what you've done, man. Like, wow, you went in your closet and went to work, and this is what you're showing up with. Like, dude, you've improved yourself in a lot of ways. Good for you, So there's going to be those guys creeping out of the woodwork as well that are, they've been around a pretty positive program for a few years, and they're ready to whip that tail too. So you never know what's going to show up, man. But we'll be ready to fight with what we got. That's for sure. But we're young, Pep. It'll be great.
Yeah, I love those ambitious kids where you don't even have to say anything. They're just going to show up to that first day of practice, and they're going to look big, and they're going to look strong, and they're going to look dialed in. You're like, whoa, okay, all right. Well, my job just got a little bit easier as a coach because they're ready to go here.
Yeah.
Hey, and Coach.
No, absolutely. Sure. Go ahead, Pat.
No, I was going to ask you because I got to wrap this up in a second, but a guy named Joe Kelly had a pretty nice fall for the Dodgers. How about your boy Joe Kelly, the pride of Corona High School right now?
Yeah, another World Series championship, man. Good for him, and I think he can even do better. I don't think Joe's as good as he's going to get. That's the beauty of it. He's healthy. I know he had a little setback, but he's healthy again, and he's going to go do it again. It's great for me because obviously, he's a Corona guy, and I'm a Dodger fan, and he's around, and he's really, I'm good with it. We're great. He's cool as all can be. His family's great. But like my assistant coach and him are like really good friends. They played together on the same Corona team. So, Keith Powers and these guys and Joe Kelly are boys. So it's fun to get to hear. I get a little more of the inside even from one of his pals, you know what I'm saying? So pretty cool. And he's always been great to us. And he's just a great representative because he kind of is, the epitome of Corona, You don't take no, we'll call it guff, man. You don't take no stuff. So, yeah. And funny as all can be too. He's a character. So yeah, we're happy to have him be ours, Big Brother Joe, for sure.
Coach, you can speak to this. If you're a reliever, especially a closer, but if you're a reliever, you got to be a little bit off your rocker. You got to be a little bit wacky. You got to have some attitude. Like, I feel like Joe Kelly is like the perfect embodiment of a reliever in Major League Baseball.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the best. It's the best gig going, man. I was in the bullpen for a good several years, and it turned me into an absolute nut to learn all these other psychos, thoughts through 8-9 innings of baseball every night, and to hear ridiculous people in the stands. Yeah, he's perfect for it. Joe is perfect, and it's only going to get, you call it better or worse, I don't know, man, but it's just only going to be enhanced for real. So you're right.
Coach, I'm marking it down. March 19th, Panthers on the road taking on Jay Sarah. I'm hoping it happens. Fingers crossed, man. And we'll see what the next couple of weeks and months look like. You're calling your shot right now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay, right, okay. What am I going to do? Fire them up? What are they going to do better? That's what I always say. What are they going to get? Crank it up a notch on us? Okay.
They're already great,
So
right?
no, it's fun. Exactly. We have much respect for them. No, thank you, Pep. Thanks for having me. And yeah, any time. And yeah, we always love representing the area, and we got much respect for everybody around us. And we love doing what we're doing. So thank you, man. And thank you for what you do, because you're a good representation of the area as well, dude. Thank you, Pep.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. Just hoping to see you guys on the diamond. I think it'll be a victory in itself to see you guys playing somebody else in a different colored uniform this upcoming season. That's Andy Wise, head baseball coach at Corona High School here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. Great to see you here on the show. When we come back, we're going to hoop it up with Tim Cook, one of our dear friends, talking all things basketball. When we come back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
This is Alexander Madison. You're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports. Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the BASS School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. BASS is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. BASS school enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information.
Billy here from Spoiled in Riverside. Just opened up our new location off the 91 in Arlington and Riverside. Come check us out and get spoiled for a change.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona.
And welcome back to the final Inland Sports Show of 2020. Look, it's a party back here. Look at the special graphic with the New Year's Eve, I guess, streamers or whatever they're called, like a little celebration here on December 30th, 2020. We're looking ahead to 2021. Already a big thanks to Miles Reed, former Centennial running back, transferring from the University of Hawaii. Where will he end up? He's going to be a great addition to some program out there. And then Andy Wise, you just saw him, the Corona baseball skipper. We're still holding out hope, having a high school baseball season. I think it looks good. Again, we are glass half full here on the Inland Sports Show. And I know this guy is always positive. He's always optimistic. He loves to laugh. We talk all things basketball from Life Pacific. It is the great Tim Cook. Coach, listen, we're in a double boxes shot, so you can't, well, you can see it, I guess, but there's a jersey on your wall. Whose jersey is that?
That's yours truly from the old playing days. And then my wife wouldn't let me put my professional jersey up So that's in the closet.
Wait, hold on. That doesn't sound right.
You heard it. No, I know, but it's just, it was one or the other, and it's in Austin's room. So there's an homage to, dad and son and all that stuff. So
wait, hold on.
It's awesome.
Just so I can get this clear. So your son, Austin, who is now at Idaho State playing basketball, he leaves the house and you go ahead and just take his room and turn it into a Tim Cook shrine and all your basketball stuff. Like as soon as he leaves, you just start redecorating.
and golf clubs and all sorts of
Right?
Yeah, it's awesome. I have to, Pep, before we get into it, I got to give my shout out. My dad and Austin, I believe, are watching or listening. So I got to give them a shout out.
Do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Just great. We got generations on here. We got Papa Cook, Middle Cook, and Little Cook, except the little one is pretty big.
he is. And Idaho State, actually, they've played how many games so far this season?
I think that they're 4 and 5. They just beat number 3 in the Big Sky, Northern Colorado. They're doing those double headers.
Yes.
So the first game was a little bit, just kind of getting to know each other, it looked like, and they didn't shoot it too well. The next day they came back and just took it to Northern Colorado. And that's a huge win for them because they're picked 3rd in the Big Sky, and then Idaho State was picked down, a little bit. And then they had a couple games canceled, unfortunately, to some COVID stuff. This weekend they were supposed to play Weber State twice. They have to move that game or play some other games next week, and then they play Northern Arizona coming up. So this COVID crisis is just, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there's college basketball programs all over the place. I mean, even here in our own backyard at CBU and UCR, they're just plowing through, and, they have their schedule, and then they drop games, and then they add games, and then some of those games are dropped, and they try to scoop up new teams, just try to get some of those non-conference games right now. And I know it's been a challenge for a lot of programs out there. And like you said, like playing the same conference team back to back, just so you can get those games in at one site. I mean, so this year is completely different than anything we've ever seen in college basketball. And at Life Pacific University, have you guys had a game yet?
Well, here's a couple things to piggyback on that. Okay. We have not had a game yet. We practiced for 7 days, and then we got the COVID bug, not within our but within the athletic department. So we had to take precautions and shut it down till Christmas break. And then we were supposed to play UCR and CBU, and both games just could not happen because we could not get started at the right time and get the testing at the right time. It really hurt because, Pep, we love those games, those local D1 games where we can brand and we can see you and you do the games and Jeff does the UCR games. And then we are slated to come back on January 7th. And then the next week we have to start up conference. So it's just been a really tough year. You just have to kind of take a deep breath and not take yourself so seriously. I know that's easy to say, but it's not, because I was watching the coach at Cal State Fullerton, great man, great coach. And they have to play a conference game either tomorrow or Friday, and they haven't practiced in 2 weeks. So it's just a different year.
And you being a head basketball coach, but you're also the athletic director. I mean, how many times are you just basically juggling these schedules and trying to make it piece together like a puzzle? Trying to say, okay, here's like I said, here's the schedule. Okay, this game got dropped, this one got dropped. Who can we add? And kind of building on it from there, just to really in the end to give your student athletes that experience that they came to Life Pacific or wherever for. You want to give them that experience.
Yeah, it's very true. And you have to be healthy, or safe and healthy. It's been unbelievable, Pep. To be honest with you, being the AD and men's basketball coach, we've had incredible support from our president, Angie Ritchie, and also our VP has just done an incredible job because we have these COVID task forces. And we have been so, careful in what we do, but the juggling act is just, it definitely changes every single day. Like one gets canceled, you're trying to add another one. You're trying to find out, when you're practicing. when you can. And then LA County comes in, and the restrictions there. We're in LA County, so it's been an incredible trying year, but also a very good year. I mean, we're healthy, and we're just trying to take it day by day. I think like a lot of people are. We've lost a lot of money though in those D1 games. That's the one that hurt. We've lost about $40,000 to $50,000. I mean, great story. I have to tell you real quick. I got a call the other day from Santa Clara to play New Mexico State in our gym. That's how crazy it's been this year.
Oh my gosh. Actually, and I can even bring that home closer to the IE, because I think, I could be wrong, but I think they're playing at is it Toyota Arena now, where the Ontario Reign hockey team plays, the arena in Ontario.
I wouldn't doubt it. They were scrambling for everything, and I tell you right now, we would have had an awesome venue, but it's in LA County. We can't receive people right now from different groups into the gym area. It's crazy, Pep.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, again, New Mexico State, I think their restrictions in their state say they couldn't be practicing or anything in the state of New Mexico. So they set up camp like in Arizona. They're really, truly nomads. They're like they said, it was going to be New Mexico State against Santa Clara at Life Pacific University. Like anything goes these days. Like everything's on the table.
I was mad too, because we're going to get some financial out of that. A check out of that. And I was like, gosh darn it, but we just couldn't do it. But it was incredible. But it didn't surprise me. Like, I wasn't in shock. It was a friend of mine on the staff at Santa Clara, and they were scrambling. And New Mexico State actually played a team in our league, Arizona Christian, at Arizona Christian. Now, when do you ever hear about that?
Yeah.
From D1's going in. But, I hope that administratively some of these Division Ones give the Life Pacifics and Occidentals and Redlands and these kind of teams chances to play in regular games. They do, but I hope that they open it up even more. I hope the Pac-12 will open up and give us some leniency on maybe playing a game that would be a non-conference game or a scrimmage type game, and maybe opening up some things, because everybody is just trying to work together. I would love to see that, because it benefits so much with finances and small college, and we're all kind of struggling, Yeah,
if we can all help each other out, like you said, especially monetarily, like those finances are certainly needed, especially for some of the smaller schools that don't have football too, that could really use it. Coach, let me ask you this. So normally this time of the year, obviously you guys would be deep into the basketball season already, but you'd also be hanging out at some high school basketball tournaments, the Classic at Damien. We got a ton of great ones across the Inland Empire. Just trying to take in as much, high school hoops as possible. Maybe catch, see somebody you kind of like. I mean, is it hard maybe even in terms of just seeing, or the lack of seeing, high school kids playing right now, because there's no tournaments to go to? And for a busy coach like yourself, tournaments are great because you can see a lot of different teams and a lot of different players all in one spot.
It's such a great question, Pep. Well, first of all, I just feel terrible for the kids, because the 2021 class is going to have to, really be realistic about what they're going to do, because the 2020 class gets their year back. So everyone that's playing for us gets their year back. Everyone that's playing for the NCAA gets their year back. And so you have to kind of use a measuring stick on, okay, I need these kids. I may not need these kids. And then financially, to be able to go see these kids in one big arena where you can see 150 kids and you only have to drive a couple miles, that's incredibly beneficial for us. And you know what right now, Pep, I'm doing Zoom calls with parents and recruits for our top people. Right now, we can't even visit them to campus right now. So we're all trying to figure out what the new era, what the new day is right now. And to be honest with you, it's not bad, but there's just so much more depth when you go see kids in person, obviously, and you get that hands-on feel, and you get the smell of the popcorn and all the stuff. It's pretty hard, especially for us hoop junkies.
Yeah, no, again, this year will be unlike anything we've ever experienced, and hopefully by the time we get to this point next year, we'll be back to some normalcy. Hopefully it'll be back to normal, and we'll have all these high school tournaments, and we'll have basketball starting on time and all those sorts of things. Coach, I got to wrap this up, but listen, we've all had a lot of extra free time. I know you've probably been binge watching The Mandalorian. What's your take on Mando and Grogu? Like, those guys are the best.
Unbelievable. So Austin and I love the show. How can you not say that 8th episode with Luke Skywalker coming in? Hopefully people have been watching.
Spoiler alert.
He comes in. Yeah, spoiler alert, whatever. It's been a couple weeks, so people gotta get with it. But that last scene as he comes onto the ship and starts just Jediing people and all those evil things. And I went, and then he takes the hood. When he got on the ship, I told my wife, I said, I think that's Skywalker. And I kid you not, I didn't see any trailers or anything. He takes that hood off, and I'm like, that's one of the greatest episodes I've ever seen.
Oh, my gosh.
And then you got my Christmas present, right? The picture of Darth Vader on the shirt.
I loved it. But Coach,
and Austin sent me a whole Star Wars shirt with everyone, stormtroopers and Jedis. I love it, man. I'm a nerd.
Dude, the Mandalorian saved, because usually, the last couple of months, I would be like invested in high school football, and we go right into basketball season, and without having those, like, the Mandalorian really saved me. I was like into the Mandalorian every single Friday. I didn't have high school football on Fridays, but I had Mando on Fridays.
Oh man, for $6 a month or something? Are you kidding me?
Coach Cook, we got to run. I always love talking to you. I love laughing and just chopping it up with you. It's so good to see you. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks so much, Pep. Love you, buddy.
That's Tim Cook, head basketball coach at Life Pacific University and also the athletic director. Again, challenging times to be in college basketball and college athletics right now. Always love to get his unique perspective on things. When we come back, we will wrap up the Inland Sports Show here, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. We'll be right back.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Need an oil change? Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Family owned and operated, they're committed to our community. There's 2 locations, so there's one close to you, off the 91 freeway at Arlington and off the 215 freeway at Alessandro. Oil changes are very important, so make sure you swing by. It only takes 10 minutes, and you can do a lot more than just have your oil changed. How about new wiper blades? How about an air filter? Plus many more services such as radiator and transmission. Find out more information at 2getspoiled.com. Don't wait. Get spoiled today. Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the Bass School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. Bass is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. Bass School enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taken care of, whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time, and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. We're going to wrap things up very, very quickly. If you head over to the Inland Sports website right now, our senior writer, Daryl Trujillo, is working on a couple of those Where Are They Now segments. Right now, live on the website, Calvary Murrieta Volleyball. They were great 06, 07, 08. You can read more about them. Where Are They Now? And he's working on a new one with Sydney Michaels, a golf star from Linfield Christian, UCLA, turned professional. So he's going to have more with Sydney Michaels in the near future. So you can check that out on inlandsports.wordpress.com or sportswithpep.com. It'll take you to the same exact place. And then finally, if you are looking for live local sports in the Inland Empire this weekend, it's going down at CBU. I know, at least in the high school level, wrestling is considered a yellow tier sport, which would be the most restrictive, right? Like, we'd have a lot of work to do to get from purple to red to orange to yellow. But at CBU, wrestling going down on Saturday. The Lancers opening up their season at home at Van Dyne Gym, taking on Vanguard University. So again, local sports in the IE going down this Saturday. No fans, but you can watch the live stream. Just check it out, CBU Athletics on YouTube, and you can watch CBU take on Vanguard in wrestling Saturday at high noon at Van Dyne. Big shout out to Johnny Nunez, our director behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. And finally, Coach Longarica, doing volleyball at Roosevelt, also a big Star Wars fan. And I got the old Grogu mask from Coach Longarica, and I appreciate it. Johnny, let's go ahead and wrap this up with, I still call him Baby Yoda, the child, right? But I guess he's Grogu now. We appreciate you watching this socially distanced episode of the Inland Sports Show. We love you guys. God bless you. Stay safe. And I'll be that guy to say, see you in 2021. See you next year. Good night, everybody.